Sponsorships! They make the social media world go round. And as much as some viewers might loathe an ad in the middle of the video, it's because of that ad they're able to enjoy the content for free.
For free!
Now, a common misconception about brand deals is that your favorite influencer just picks one, doesn't matter the brand, and they just run with it like Usain Bolt. Not quite. Let me break it down for you. For the sake of keeping things simple, content creators basically have two options when it comes to their brand deal strategy. Go after one brand deal worth a big chunk of money, or a bunch of little brand deals that are collectively worth, well, the same amount of money. You may be asking, if you end up with the same amount of money in both situations, what's the problem? Well, it's not that simple. There are definitely pros and cons to each sponsorship strategy. I recently asked a bunch of creators in my private Facebook group, which would you rather have? One $10,000 brand deal or 10 $1,000 brand deals? And their responses might surprise you. Let's talk about one $10,000 brand deal. Starting off strong here with pro numero uno. It sets the bar high for future brand deals. If you're able to get one brand deal for $10,000, it gives you more leverage and negotiation power to ask for that same amount or higher with the next one. I'm also a big believer that this can actually attract more high quality brands and agencies that have real budgets to compensate someone with your expertise. By the way, knocking out a brand deal worth a lot of dough will really boost your confidence. Just don't get too cocky. Now, pro number two is it's all about focus, right? Having one brand deal allows you to really focus your efforts to making that campaign super awesome. 10 brand deals may be great, but executing 10 different campaigns with different instructions and expectations can be a tall order. Even the most hard-working content creator might get stressed out juggling 10 separate campaigns around the same time that are unique, engaging, and effective. Especially if you're trying to put out a consistent amount of organic content, having only one brand deal to worry about allows you more time to focus on delivering for your audience. And another pro for doing one brand deal for $10,000 is it allows you to be more selective about the brands that you choose and be especially mindful if it's a fit for both you and your viewers. Plus, it's going to motivate you to forge a stronger relationship with that brand to try to build something long term. And on a side note, one brand deal also means way less tax forms at tax time. Please don't forget your taxes. Please pay your estimates. Please. Right now, this kind of deal is looking good, but unfortunately, no deal strategy is perfect. Let's look at the cons. Right off the bat, you'll likely discover that one big brand deal means you only get one shot to get it right. This is kind of a double-edged sword because even though you can focus all your energy on one campaign, if you screw it up, you basically screw up your next big income source, right? That kind of dependency can really add extra anxiety to the whole equation. I mean, if you're well established and you're not as reliant on this money to pay your bills, okay, fine. Maybe you might be able to get away with a misfire every now and then. But honestly, the last thing you want is for a brand to lose faith in you. Our second con is pretty obvious. One brand means less diversity of content for your viewers. Now, if you're a big channel, you may not need a whole lot of sponsor diversity because you have a history with your fans and you have a good sense of what they want. But if you're new and building your creator identity, you run the risk of upsetting your fan base if you promote the wrong brand. In fact, this is kind of an overlap of the first con, which emphasizes how on point you need to be with this campaign. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a life. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. And con number three, you get less experience working with one brand. This one's pretty straightforward, right? The more brands that you're able to put on your resume, the better. If a brand sees that you've only worked with one brand, they may not feel like you have enough experience to work with them. Even if you knocked it out of the park, showcasing a diverse set of skills,
I have a very particular set of skills,
will always give you more credibility, especially when you consider that you'll want to work with different types of brands. You need to show that you can adapt to different brand identities. All right, but what about 10 $1,000 brand deals? So the first pro is that it can actually help with your credit. This is actually really important for new content creators. When you have $1,000 deposited into your bank account on a regular basis, it can actually help you get approved for things like credit cards, help you get a mortgage, right? Without getting all technical, it basically tells the bank that you're earning consistent income. So investing in you with a loan or credit is less risky. Number 2, and getting a bit away from the financial stuff, working with multiple brands will build experience, right? As the saying goes, one deal's con is another deal's pro. Having multiple brands in your media kit or your portfolio may give future brands the confidence to work with you. It also shows that you're able to adapt to different brands and meet their expectations. Yes, I mean, this is one of the few cases where quantity is more important than quality. Springboarding off pro number 2, options, 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 and more options. Imagine going into a grocery store and they only have one brand of candy, one brand of soda, one brand of ice cream, one brand of pizza. Is anyone else getting hungry? Showcasing multiple brands allows your followers to have options. One viewer may not be interested in this brand over here, but this brand over here is right up their alley. I mean, especially if you're just starting out, working with different types of brands to gauge what resonates with your audience is valuable information that you can use to your advantage. So let's talk about the cons. One thing that a lot of creators ignore at their peril is the patience of their audience, especially on social media. If you're doing a ton of brand deals, you run the risk of overwhelming or even annoying your followers. The double-edged sword strikes again, right? Even though working with 10 brands is great for options, it can be overwhelming to your viewers, especially if some of them don't hit their mark, right? Your audience might even start to feel less connected to you and feel like they're part of a focus group as opposed to the experience of enjoying your content. Another con, let's do a little bit of self-care. And you know why? Because too many brands can overwhelm you. Yeah, yes, I'm talking to you. Having 10 brands is great, but you run the risk of stressing yourself out to keep up with each brand's expectations. Not only that, but you also need to be successful with most of them. Not doing so well with 1 or 2 brands might be okay, but if you drop the ball on half of them, you might be in some trouble.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I'd be remiss if I didn't list an obvious con, which is redundancy. Have you noticed that the same brands are often promoted by almost every content creator in some niches? That's not a coincidence because certain brands dominate specific markets and content verticals, right? And it leaves less room for newer brands to break through. So in other words, you don't want your audience to become desensitized and as a result, not buy the product or click through to the website, right? Be honest with yourself and try to anticipate your followers' reactions to any new partnership that you forge. So can I have a drum roll, please? Should you take one $10,000 brand deal or 10 $1,000 brand deals? And the answer is, there's no right answer. I think you knew that was coming, right? The best you can do is evaluate the current state of your creator business. Look at your deal flow, understand your audience, and go from there. By the way, did you like this video? Well, have you hit the thumbs up? Okay, there we go. Thank you. And please hit subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll know when my next video comes out. Also, do you want intel on new brand deal opportunities? Click the link below to join my email list. Diversity because you have a history with your friends. Drum roll, please. I have a very particular set of skills. I have a very particular set of skills. I have a very particular set of skills.
I have a very particular set of skills.
Okay, just use that clip right there. Okay, let me do this whole thing again.